And we are off for the first race of Saturday Night Speedway number 144. This is qualifier number 1, race 1. And we see Lelouch here burning out at the beginning of the track, but you cannot worry about that. It's the very first lap. You have so much time to catch back up.
Yeah.
Grabbing some mushrooms, avoiding these cars. Toast Turnpike is actually a pretty difficult track. I run into cars all the time on this one.
If you're calling this track difficult, I would argue against you. Say the 64 original version was way more difficult than this.
Oh, yeah.
Per se. But it is still a decent challenge for these competitors. Not only do you have to avoid the objects being thrown at you, whether it be a red shell, green, blue, whatever, but you also have to avoid all the incoming and ongoing traffic.
Yeah, and especially when you're trying to take the tightest lines possible, like you're seeing Megaphone Frankie do right here. There's a lot of cars that are even driving in the opposite direction, so you got to be aware of them. You got to know what's around you. Oh, and he just barely avoids that green shell coming after him. He's going to be able to grab some mushrooms, go off on the glider ramp. Now we're over to Tigray here in a very good spot, but he is losing the battle against that Koopa, which we can only think is funny.
I mean, I think that's a good assumption there, absolutely. But Tigray, phenomenal competitor, has been absent for a while. There's been a lot of traveling in this recent time here. Here you can see Zool trying to take down Tigray. He throws a red shell. He's got to be careful with the blue that surpasses him.
Yeah, whenever that blue shell comes out, you do not want to be in the middle of the track because that's where it's tracking down first place. Through the middle of it, and we see Zool go over it, over the highway. I've actually seen no one do that before. I feel like that's probably a way safer route than just driving on the road. But now we're seeing Tigray right behind him, bumps into a wall, almost runs into a car, and now we see Funny Name popping a coin right after he gets hit by that red shell, but it's looking like his race to win.
Funny Name's just very familiar with the game. Zool getting second place. There is another blue shell going for the Metal Mario. I don't know if it actually connected afterwards or not, but that's Tendis in third.
Nice! If you're getting around like top 6 in these qualifying races, you should have enough points to move on. But you know what? Even if you have a bad race here and there, do not panic, do not worry. As long as you're gaining those points and they're adding up, you're going to have a chance to go to semis or play in the second chance battle. So to see Tennis get third in this very stacked qualifier is really cool to see.
No, absolutely. Especially it's a name that we're not familiar with because we see Funny Name pretty often. We've seen Tigray every now and then. Whenever he's got free time. We've seen Zool pretty often making grand finals, but a newcomer like Tendis, very good start, my dude. You gotta keep up the pressure as we go into Sunshine Airport.
We're going to all the travel tracks for this qualifier, honestly.
First you travel on the highway.
Yep, and now you're going to the airport. That's where they were going.
Okay, so we're on Toad Turnpike, highway, whatever you want to call it. There's no off-ramp. How do you get out of there?
It's just an infinite loop of driving in a circle, and then eventually you'll get to where you're going, which is Sunshine Airport, and we are going to start on Tendis here, who got third place in the previous race, going to grab a single item box and start off this race, getting bumped around a little bit, but still holding his own.
Nice use of the slipstream there to avoid any potential bumpage from his competitors here. Gets another slipstream. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
You see that Splatoon character just disappear?
I think that the game thought that they went up, but they actually went down. Tennis unfortunately getting dragged out. But on this track, you really want to try and stay up in the top 6 spots because there's actually not many shortcuts at all on this track to help you catch back up. This is a running track. You want to drive. You want to play your best because if you get hit out on that third lap, it's not going to look good. Dodger unfortunately just clips on that box, and we're heading over to Zool.
Whoa, Zool, I didn't know if that was a sound horn behind her or not, but he was just very careful not to get hit by that Wario in pod 4. Backs a bomb. It looks like it did not connect to that Splatoon character. You see the scores on the top right of the screen, so you can see where everyone started off at and what placement. Woomister taking down that King Boo with the triple reds, and he throws one forward.
One of the things you want to do with items is chain them into the next set.
Yes.
So if you had those triple reds, you could have waited a little bit and then used them before you went into the double item box. It would just give you a little protection of having items. And also, always remember to use that back camera because then you'll know who's around you. Zool once again getting carded by that Wario.
Maybe that Wario did use the back camera just to find Zool. But right now, Finance getting hit with the blues. Nothing's going to stop him as he gets passed by those in Pod 3, which is Tigre.
Ooh, Tigre, though, bumped into the wall a little bit, which stopped his momentum just a tiny bit. Funny Name narrowly avoids that star, and you can see that competitor going off the ramp there. Funny Name is going to try and catch back up the best as he can. He's got a really lethal loadout. Dodger, though, gonna get past last second and avoid the bomb. Grab the double item box. Great play, but cannot avoid the red shell going into the ocean of abyss. Tigre will be grabbing first place.
And Funny Name getting second place, but who's going to get third? As the shock happens, it's going to be Dodger in third.
Nice moves. I really thought that Dodger's race was over with after getting hit off on that glider section, but he made it. He did it.
No, it wasn't going to be over. That man supports the LA Dodgers MLB team. I don't know what else to tell you.
Honestly, they're the comeback kings of the MLB. My goodness, I cannot speak today.
Trust me, it's tongue twisters all around.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
But great racing on Sunshine Airport. I'm really curious where we're going to be going next because guess
Probably
what?
Sherman Ridge because that's another highway.
True. I would love to get just all the highway tracks out of the way.
Or go to Cheap Cheap Beach because that's where you travel to. You were trying to get
That would be a full circle. I'd be satisfied for the entire night if Cheap Cheap Beach is the next track because guess what? Yeah, that would be amazing.
We do have a promo code you just saw popped up. That is a good deal to get some discount off the merch. Good until the end of 2022.
20% off HyperX merch. You can see it at the front desk area. It's actually really fresh, really awesome. They had a whole redesign at the beginning of the year that really changed the merch up and really made it a really nice maybe purchase, but we're going into the sky.
You know,
we're on the airplane.
To be fair, you were on the airport. You got to go through the skies to eventually get to the beach.
True.
Or to Harbor.
All right. You know what? I am still optimistic
They got to get to the next track,
story
but
to
somehow
end.
they're racing while getting to the next track.
True.
That's what's happening. We figured it all out, folks. I don't know how, but we did. As Dodger gets that nice startup cruise in third.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the newest DLC tracks that came out in March. And that's what we were talking about before the show started because there's some new ones that are supposed to be coming out very soon.
Hopefully next week.
Hopefully. We can only pray, but this is actually the first track of the night that's a part of the new DLC tracks, and you can see how pretty and wonderful they are. Dodger, though, not getting bumped out too much. Funny Name's opting to go the coin route. And Vaughn, you want to explain why coins are so important in this game?
No, absolutely, man. Coins, like, a lot of people like to skip the coins thinking they don't really mean much, but no, they do improve your top speed. Whatever your top speed is at 0, you add those 10 coins, you increase that top speed even further. So you'll be faster than what you started off at.
Yeah, so in simpler even terms, if someone behind you has, let's say you have 10 coins, they have 9, just by pressing the A. Oh! My goodness, and uses the red, lands it, and the competitor in front of him gets hit by a green shell. Dodger is here, though, with a single Beyblade of Doom. Opts to back it. Blue shell is out, but like I was saying before, like we see Zol here with 10 coins. If you have 9 coins behind him, you will not be going faster than him. He's going to use that banana to dodge it, but fall down! He could not make the jump. He's going to opt to throw that green forward. Not a great play there. Gets dragged out. Tigre also going to get dragged out. Can't see with the ink. Throws his red forward. Has fire.
So I think what this just shows us all is that he did not have movement. That's what he needed. He really needed movement. So when he hit that shroom for Zul, he just didn't have enough movement or speed to even get past that mushroom area. As you see, the bomb hits someone next to Woomster, allowing him to get second, or that is the blue shell.
Oh yeah, Woomeister in second. We're seeing a lot of underground names, new players, ending up in these top 3 positions, so it's huge. If you get those 12 points, that is just such a ginormous boost to your point total. But we got Qualifier 2, racers on deck. If you hear your name, head up to the Hype Tunnel.
Right now.
Batter Cookie, Sports Joey, Zobgo, Ankles, Game Warrior Ray, Little Sharky, Monkey King 808, Radiant Land, Frosty, I look like Jumanji 16.
Jim-Man 16.
J-Man 16, and Lazy O Bear. Like I said, enunciation is hard.
That's not bear.
That's not the bear that we know. That's a lazy bear. My goodness, you can't be lazy while playing Mario Kart. You gotta be aware.
Have you heard of Goldilocks from the Three Bears, or is that the different character?
I don't remember the story. I know the story, but I don't remember
know
it.
that they eat porridge.
Oh, there you
and
go.
it
That's
got
all you need
eaten
to
by
know.
the little girl in the story.
Thanks for the spoiler alert, Bonnie. My goodness, I was gonna read that someday.
Well, that's your fault. There's shows about it. There's a book about it. That's on you. As we try to figure out what the next track is, and it looks like we're going to Shroom Ridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we almost went full circle. We had to get back. You know, you gotta go. You know, almost there. Unfortunately.
Well, we just landed, so we gotta drive the distance.
True.
There. Maybe on Qualifier 2 we'll see in race 1. Maybe.
Another DLC track from the newest DLC packs that came out back in March, like I said before. This is the second one, and I told you, Bonnie, week after week, we are seeing more and more of these DLC tracks. They changed something in the randomizer.
Oh, absolutely, but who knows if Nintendo will brace us with that type of randomizing genius.
I would say this randomizer is not genius, though. You know, Bonnie, that's a lot of props to give Nintendo there.
I think I would give props.
Yeah, you said they were genius with that randomizer.
No, that would be too much of a genius.
Oh, okay. All right.
Granted, that's pretty different, but similar account as you see Zool passing people with those shoes. Don't take that cut. Very useful indeed. It actually saves you a little bit of time.
Yeah, and that shortcut's actually huge. If you have a mushroom and you want to save some time, just go off that edge with the mushroom, and you'll be able to pass so many people. Woomeister, though, unable to control the golden mushroom power. He is unfortunately going to, not gain any spots.
The hood, baby. That's what he wants. He wants more power in the hood. But he gets hit by that blue shell. He was in the middle. And you see Funny Name, who is going to be the recipient of the blue shell. But you can see here, he's pretty set. Pretty set.
Oh,
there you go. He gets rid of the blue shell. He gets 2 more item boxes. That's going to help him keep up his item count. Yeah,
his lead is actually pretty ginormous at this point, and Zool not doing a great job rolling his items because you want to be trying to get those triple reds in second place right now. He held on to the banana for no reason at all. He could have checked his back camera, checked what item the person behind him has, and then went for some new items. But blue shell is out, but unfortunately it will not catch up to Funny Name in time, as he is going to grab first place in race 4, and then we're seeing Zool throw in a red shell to another ghost that doesn't exist, but he's going to grab second and Tigre in third.
Look at that shock dodge after all the races been completed. That was Tigre special right there, man.
Yeah,
I mean, one of the things that you got to really think about when it comes to Funny Name is he knows this game almost inside and out. He knows all the vehicles, all the setups.
Yeah.
Like he'll meme around in qualifiers, but when you see him in semis and grand finals, you see a completely different person.
You really do. But we got highlights ready for you of that amazing qualifier number 1. I mean, honestly, it was an extremely hectic one. A lot of new racers coming out. So the highlights will be coming to you in just a momentarily moment, as we see right here Zool going over the highway. You can see the beginning of the track there, having those triple reds causing absolute devastation. Then we see Dodger, who avoided the bomb and then ended up, but he couldn't dodge the red shell, and ended up getting third anyways. Woomeister unfortunately getting bombed out there and then using that red shell to connect on the Inkling.
Okay, so see right here, he didn't have movement. He needed movement.
He didn't. Yeah, true, Vonnie, true.
But right now you can see everyone's trying their best to climb up the ranks, but it was literally a hard battle. When it comes to these blue shells, they like to take the tendency of going in the middle of the track. So you want to avoid being in the middle when it's nearby. You have a mini-map. It will tell you where the blue shell is on said mini-map, so everyone in the lobby can see it and potentially avoid a deadly hazard.
Yeah, I think with Woomeister there, he did see the blue shell coming and tried to drift out of the way, but the hitbox for Wario is a lot bigger than other characters.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, so it might have just clipped them like very narrowly, unfortunately.